What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Real, hanging in the backyard to talk to you about the Armstrong foils. Wanted to do a 2-month review. So I've had this foil for 2 months, and I've literally surfed it, kited it pretty much every day, with the exception maybe 2 days since we got these things. I am just completely addicted to surf foiling, and I've been going a ton, been getting a lot better, and there's no question that this entire kit here has made me a better surf foiler. So Armstrong 1200, this is such an amazing product and foil. So I'll talk about the wings in a minute, but the construction and how this thing is made is just unbelievable. How the fuselage goes in is just totally, completely locked in. The ride and the feel, like the whole assembly is like, this part here is never, I feel like it's never going to change. This is as good as it's going to get, right? The wings might change over time, but this whole, the mast and fuselage, how it works, like, that's as good as it gets. Like, this is top tier, really simple. The no corrosion thing, I've left mine together for 90% of the time. I had to take it apart the other day, popped all the screws out, no problem. No corrosion, no issues, wasn't sticky. I haven't even tightened the screws and they were still really, really tight. So took a little effort to pop them off, but it was not from corrosion. It was just because I tightened them right in the first place and they held on there. So the construction, the quality, and the how it's built is just awesome. The covers it comes with are great because it just keeps the sun off of it. And just the kit, the kit bag, everything just piles in there, put all the hardware and the screws, tool, all that stuff goes right in there. The 1200 wing, this is such a absolutely sick wing. So I'm surf foiling this wing. It's really quick, quick on foil, gets on foil easy, but it's fast. Like, the thing goes fast and goes really well. And then kiting it too is really fun. It goes plenty fast, but it doesn't like buck you off. Like a lot of bigger wings, if you go to them for kiting, they just kind of launch you off. And it doesn't do that at all. It's really balanced, really stable. Going through whitewater and stuff is crazy because you feel like a fraction of the reverberation you normally feel from other foils. But overall, like the 1200, this is the right foil for 90% of the people that are buying a hydrofoil out there, because it's easy to use, it's high performance, and it works great for kiting and surfing and tow foiling, kind of anything you're gonna do. The 800 wing is probably the wing I've used the least, but it's been really a great add-on if I'm powered up for kiting. I haven't towed with it yet, but I've used it for powered kiting, and it's just, basically compared to the 1200, you still get a low speed lift. It's going to come on foil a little bit slower than this, but you're also getting, I'm getting like 3 to 5 miles an hour faster board speed on this wing than this. Also, in the surface tension, like, the bumps on the surface, you just don't feel it at all. And these, I talked to Army about it at length. These big downturns are so that when the wing's on edge, it was designed to go through whitewater and foam and all sorts of stuff. And when the wing's on edge, you don't have any piece of the wing hitting that turbulence at the same time. So different pieces of turbulence are hitting the wing at different times. So it just goes through that whitewater at total stability. Also, this wing a lot of times is designed for kiting, so you got it angled out more. It's not as more like, this is flatter, so it's gonna be more stable. This is a little less stable when you're standing on it until you're up at speed. But for kiting, you're holding on the kite, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need that straight line stability as much. So I really love the 800. I thought it was I wouldn't really use it that much because I don't really like to go that fast on a hydrofoil. But I've been using it in the ocean, and it's just been an absolute trip. Does take a little bit more to get going, but it just goes through the whitewater, goes through any of the surface chop, any like weird water, like you don't even feel it. Just like hammer down, just goes through. It's like a great set of shock absorbers for kiting in the ocean. 1600, this is the easiest wing to use on the planet. This is the V1 1600 wing. You can see how thick it is up front, and they made this to make hydrofoiling easy and accessible. So this wing is going to be relevant for as long as it's around because it is such an easy beginner wing. So when I was kind of learning the 1200, I wasn't getting quite the glide I wanted, switched up to the 1600, and it just boom comes up on foil, but it doesn't like have that heavy lift that bucks you out of the water. And this big thick front, you go on foil and stay on foil at slow speeds. I've also found that like pumping, I'll be pumping out the back and I'll come up a little too high, I'll hear the thing gurgle a little bit, and then it just drops down a little under the surface. So it doesn't like gurgle, come out, and then slam-o, you're done. It basically comes up and then comes right back onto the water surface. So it's just really, it's like foiling with padding. It's just really, really easy. It is stiffer to turn than the 1200. So now that I've been hydrofoiling better, I do like the 1200 because I can now pump this better, get more projection on my pumps and turn better. But on smaller days, I've been going to this and just training on it. And kind of when I'm trying to figure something out, I'll go back to the 1600 because it's really, really easy to ride. The 2400, this is a wing that I was, kind of written off because I was like, oh, I'm not in a downwind sup foiling or whatever it is. I got one because I got to try it out, got to ride it. And I found out that this is actually training wheels for foiling. Look how wide this thing is. It's so wide that it's just crazy stable. But it's actually thinner than the 1600 and about just as fast, maybe even a touch faster when you're going down the line. So the first time I tried this, I was like, well, it's about ankle high. It's barely braking. Let me go out and try and work on some pumping. So I was able to, on an ankle high wave, paddle in before I even am ready to get to my feet. The board's coming up on foil and it's gliding and going. You go on your feet, and then I would do try and pump it, miss the pump, not get it right, not get it right. I'd still be on foil because the thing is so easy and stable. Then I get the right pump, get the projection, boom, I go. So then I actually learned to connect waves on this giant wing because it allowed me to get my speed, get going. If I messed up, I'd still stay on foil. So really, really user-friendly. Again, this is, I'm sure they're gonna be coming out with higher performance downwind sub wings, but this is just so easy to use that it's like training wheels. So when I got this foil setup, I was interested in this part of the realm because I was like, 1200 I can surf foil, 800 on a kite foil. I end up falling in love with the whole line because this actually trained me to surf foil right. This trained me to pump, and I've been giving it to people that are just first starting to learn to hydrofoil, and they're getting on the 2400, and it's so easy and stable that they get it right off the bat, right? And it's so wide that you just get going. The hardest thing with the 2400 is that it has so much float that you have to push your board down. You can't just push the board down and hop on it. You have to push the board down nose first to scoop it in the water to get it underwater. So when you buy an Armstrong foil, understand that you will probably just get the 1200 or maybe a 1600 your first setup, but you will, if you do multi-sport, you will buy all the wings and you will fall in love with them all for their own purposes. And it's not like that I've grown out of one and never gone back to them. I just change it out because it's so easy, right? You just pop off this, 2 screws here, the wing pops off, new wing pops right on. And as you're riding these, as you're using it, you end up having them in the truck, you just rotate them out. One session, in one day, I rode all 4 wings in one day, depending on the type of sessions that I was out there riding. So I've been really fired up with the Armstrong setup. Definitely the highest quality and my favorite foil on the market, without question. These things are absolutely amazing. Thank you, Army, for making such killer product. Love getting the tech on it, love taking sessions on it, and totally fired up with the Armstrong foils. If you have more questions, reach out to us at realwatersports.com or give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000.